Sup guys? Well, I did a poll a couple weeks back where I asked the Google Plus PC gaming community whether or not I should use a 2500K or my 8320, and lots of people decided to say Intel, so I figured I'd give it a try, thinking, it probably wouldn't make that much of a difference. Well, it does. Like, all my games run smoother. I don't know why. I mean, maybe there's something wrong with my motherboard or my old other or my AMD processor. I don't know, because a lot of other people say they don't see a difference, but I sure do. So, anyway, yeah, all my games got smoother. A lot less frame drops. It still never comes close to using 100% of the CPU. I've got it at a kind of tame 4.7. 4.8 was just requiring way too much V-core just for 100 more megahertz. I didn't really feel like putting like 1.47 or whatever volts in there. I've got it at like 1.420 or something like that, I think. Something like that. It's hard for me to remember. But anyway, for the GPUs, I decided to go with a little more tame. That's not the max they can do, but I got them at 1050 on the core and 1350 on the memory. They can obviously go higher. That's just kind of my tame settings for gaming, because that card is so powerful. You don't need to run it all the way to its limit of overclocking. And then, yeah, I got the CPU at 4.7, like I said. The temperatures, under idle and whatnot are, not going to be... Where the heck did my damn temperatures go? There they are. I've just got my Corsair H100 on the lowest setting it can possibly be on right now. So, pretty decent idle temps. But, let's close all those. And I'm just going to run a couple of benchmarks. I'm just going to run Valley and 3D Mark. So, just to give you an idea, the old CPU, the 8320 got 11,500 on this. Let's see. On the exact same one, I'm just going to do Fire Strike because that seems to be what's popular. Obviously, I should do, Fire Strike Extreme because I got a 1440p monitor and all. But anyway, let that done and we'll see the results when it's done. Alright, while it's running the test, I figured I would just show all the things that make my gaming setup a gaming setup. We've got a X-Star DP2710 LED monitor. I got that off eBay for like 300 bucks. It's a Samsung PLS panel, so it's got excellent colors. Only thing I don't like is it's a glossy screen, but I have it pointed right at my window is like right behind it, so that's the only place light would ever come in and reflect and really bother me. Because usually I don't have my room light on. I usually use that tiny little light over there. So, yeah. And then for a keyboard, I've got a Corsair K70 with the cherry red switches. Obviously, I went with red because originally this was a AMD build, but I like black and red, so I'm just keeping it that way. And then over here, we have a Logitech G9X mouse. Again, I've got the red going on that. Great mouse. Love this mouse. It's a very nice mouse. And then just some random generic mouse pad. Then we've got a 500 watt amp there for the speakers, and the speakers are just set up behind the monitor right there. And you can kind of see that one back there a little bit. And they're pretty nice, just some Sony bookshelf speakers. I don't honestly know the sizes. And then under there we've got a, let me just get my flashlight out. Got a 10-inch Sony sub that I don't even have on right now. A lot of times I just don't even use it, but why not? And then headphones, just some random creative, I think they're creative fatalities or something. I didn't get them just because they had Fatality's name on them. I got them because they were like $30 and worth like 100 bucks or something. Alright, and then for the case, again, I gotta get the flashlight out because my stupid camera can't, like, see in the dark at all. But there's the front of the case. And there's the inside. We've got a 295X2, 2500K at 4.7 gigahertz. We've got at the back there, that's the radiator for the 295X2. And then we've got a red Corsair logo going on there for the Corsair H100i. We've got 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RAM. We have an 850 watt Silverstone 80 plus bronze power supply. That's fully modular. Just got a little random red Xigmatech fan just to blow a little cold air on that card so it can cool its memory and whatnot, and its VRMs. And then, oh yeah, on the front I've got some Noctuas. I don't remember the exact model number off the top of my head, but they're the 1500 RPM model. Alright, and now we're done with that test, so we might as well just look at that. We got 15,057, which is definitely a better score. And keep in mind, this graphics card's the same clocks, too, as it was. I didn't just clock it up to make it seem like it did better with a different GPU, or CPU, I mean. But anyway, now we're done with that. Let's load up some Valley. I love this benchmark. It's such a bad benchmark because it's so random. It'll throw out the most random scores at you, but I think I got like 2300 or 2500 off the top of my head. I have a picture of it. I'll just go look at that after I turn the camera off, and then I'll tell you what it was at when we get to the end. Alright, well that's running in the background. Figured I'd go around the rest of my gaming room. I got another monitor there that I just sometimes use, either for the other computer I still haven't built. I'm gonna build an AMD computer and put it in the old case there and give it some water cooling and see if I can't clock that old AMD processor a little higher. But I've got a little tablet right there. Very nice little tablet. 8 gigs of RAM, 256GB SSD, 1080p IPS screen, Core i5, 1.6 GHz dual core. This trackpad thing comes off at the push of a button here, so you can just take the screen out. Stereo speakers. It's a pretty nice little tablet for $500. I can't complain. And then, obviously for a TV, I have this Samsung Smart TV 40-inch. And then obviously I've got my Xbox One. And I was getting people saying that why did I put it on top of the cable box? Well, the cable box literally is like 5 degrees hotter than the wood right underneath it, so 5 degrees ain't gonna do shit, so it doesn't matter. It gets all of its air from this side over here anyway, and it puts all of it out right here. I mean, it's got a little ventilation on this side, but now I don't feel much air pressure being sucked in on that side like I do over there next to the fan. Anyway, and then we got RAM PS3 for exclusives down there. Got the box for my 295X2 over there, it's a Sapphire. And then I just got a nice little Vizio soundbar for 99 bucks. I was very surprised at how good that thing sounded. Obviously there's better, but that's all I needed, honestly. But anyway, it seems like this is almost done. So I'm just gonna let it get done and then we'll see what it got. Alright. Well, that's all done. So we got 75.9. 3,100 for a score, minimum of 32 frames a second, max of 153. And then I pulled up an old picture of what the old 8320 got at 4.6 gigahertz, and it got 55, 2311, 20, and 107. So I would say that is definitely an improvement. Are you gonna ever quit? Go away. There you go. Alright. So, all in all, I'm pretty damn happy with this computer. So what I've learned is 2500K, even though it's old, plus a 295X2 equals one badass gaming computer. I can tell you that. And gaming at 1440p is sweet too. But, till the next video, peace out guys.